The room was packed, the atmosphere electric. People were nervous but ready for a panel discussion on the place of gender equality and women's rights in the Harper government.
I want to talk to you about how the Canadian government is dismantling our foreign aid policy and putting the lives of women at risk in the process.
So I think today we are here to raise an alarm bell. And we will get to solutions, but we do want people to feel a little bit nervous.
The meeting had just learned CEDA had cut funding to Match International, a 34-year-old organization dedicated to women's rights.
We are here today because we feel we lost a champion. We feel that Canada was at the forefront of the struggle to advance gender equality and women's rights worldwide.
This is happening at a time when other governments and private sector players are increasing their investment in the rights of women and girls.
The Dutch government created a specialized fund for civil society organizations called the MDG 3 Fund. And it's a really groundbreaking fund. They supported 45 organizations over 3 to 4 years, and it's the largest fund that has ever been created to support specific organizations from civil society working on this agenda. We don't advance gender equality, there is no way to eradicate poverty. There is no way to advance human rights agenda. So how can you understand that a government that is committed, for example, to the Millennium Development Goals, has not made a significant increase on the support for gender equality?
The international community has agreed time and time again, including last year, that sexual and reproductive health and rights, particularly access to family planning and safe abortion, are crucial to improving maternal and child health.
The panelists were also concerned about the government's decision to leave abortion out of its G8 initiative on maternal and child health.
Following week, Modas, Minister for International Cooperation, said that Canada's focus on maternal and child health will not address abortions in developing countries or support access to family planning and contraception.
I think that strategically, it is absolutely important that the entry point is not the right to abortion. That would be my view. The entry point should be the right to choose and the access to health and the overall growth. We should not fragment the reality of women's rights into only one issue. And I think all speakers here would agree with that. The organizations who have the mandate to work specifically on this issue have the moral responsibility to talk that abortion is one of the possibility to choose. But at the same time, to protect this organization against the backlash of a conservative right, it is important to locate this debate in a broader issue.
Our government wants only to address equality between women and men. At best, the problem with this is that we're not addressing the rights of women and girls. At worst, this is in fact our government listening to some religious extremists that think the term gender is actually feminist code for homosexuality or any other sexual transgression we can come up with. We have a huge responsibility to promote the rights of women and girls and their leadership in other strategic political places, like at the ICC and the UN when it comes to women in the DRC, in climate change negotiations, for God's sake, at NATO and at the World Bank. This requires much greater coordination across departments and implementation of our policies. And maybe it would be a good thing for once and for all for the House of Commons Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs to make women's rights a permanent agenda item. Nancy Ruth, can we vote on that one?
Senator Nancy Ruth sponsored the meeting, but her advice on the abortion issue shocked the room.
So I sit in caucus and I hear all kinds of things. It would be my strongest advice to you now that we've only got 5 weeks or whatever left until G8 starts. Shut the fuck up on this issue. Let it roll out. I hope I'm not proven wrong, but I have every confidence that it will include family planning and so on. I do not take the opinion that Catherine does, and I hope I'm right. It's just, if you push it, there'll be more backlash. This is now political football. This is not about women's health in this country. And Madame's comments about the conservative agenda that could be taken up in other worlds, that may be so, but that's not where Canada is. Canada's still a country with free and accessible abortion. Leave it there. Don't make it an election issue.
The panelists were swift to reject the message.
You need to speak up. And I don't remember any women's rights that we gained by staying silent.
Nancy Ruth's words set the room abuzz. Her friends in the Senate didn't see it coming.
Everybody has huge respect for Nancy Ruth. As a man trying to evolve in these issues, and I've worked at that for a long time, but certainly since I've known her, I think I've made more progress in that. But I just so fundamentally disagree with her.
In the Pan-Africanist movement, we have one motto, which says, don't agonize, organize.
For more on women's rights and the journey to the G8, join attetable2010.org.